Good evening, everyone. Today for this video, I would like to share my college experience with you and just going through my capstone project. So a little about me. My name is Jake Rapp. I am a marketing major with a concentration in sales, and I am projected to graduate in May 2024, so this year. A little bit more about me. I've dedicated most of my college experience to work and just trying to build myself personally and professionally and to apply those into a future into my career. In going over my e-portfolio, I'd like to share some of my articles and my goals that I've portrayed in my capstone project. To start out with professional selling, this course provided a lot of insight onto the sales career and the sales path that I am currently taking as I have a job with Tektronic Industries, and I will be beginning that job in summer of 2024. I credit this job and my sales management course, and not only that, but my two professors that I will talk about later to my success in this last part of my college experience and to my future endeavors. My next e-portfolio to talk about is my sales management course. So in that, we took part in a simulation which lasted the second half of the semester. And in that simulation, we learned a lot about like how to run a sales team, what are all the figures that go into that, and how to professionally go about doing so. My next endeavor, my work experience at Town Tavern. So I currently still work at Town Tavern of Bowling Rock, and I'd worked there for the past 2.5 years, and I would credit a lot of my growth personally to that experience from time management, work ethic, social responsibility, ethical responsibility, communication, and just being a part of a team and knowing how to work within a team and play my role. My next thing I'd like to contribute is my strategic management course. Currently taking it right now, and we are currently finishing up our project on Procter and Gamble, which is a 28-page long strategic management project that dives deep into the workings and the inner marketing schemes of Procter and Gamble, and it really helps us kind of dig deep into what the company is like, what they're trying to portray, and how they go about their business in a vertical integration, horizontal integration, and details such as that. My next thing I want to talk about is my study abroad trip to Poland. That was a huge part of my college career as I've never traveled abroad before. It was my first time traveling abroad, and it really opened up my eyes to what there is overseas and in the world. Being in the United States, there's, stuff that we see every day that we never take into consideration, whether it be social media that we see from overseas or news videos or, articles of, any such kind, but actually being overseas and being in that environment, in that business environment, was a huge part that I credit to my knowledge and my growth. And finally, for my capstone experience, I want to talk a little bit in detail about the Orb agency, which was a marketing agency I worked at. And with this, I really got to see some professional growth and a direct work experience that I could portray onto my resume. Working with this agency, I learned a lot in the marketing role from managing social media accounts and creating advertising campaigns such as the news outlets, radio broadcasts, and even commercials that we did for a car dealership in Tennessee. I accredit this company to a lot of my professional growth, as I just stated, and it's really been a big part of my later years in my college role. My greatest mentors, as I previously talked about, these are my two greatest mentors, Dr. Bonnie Guy and Professor James Files. I am currently in Dr. Bonnie Guy's Collegiate Sales Society, as that has also played a big part into my growth professionally, as I've met professionals from across the industry and all types of sales and marketing roles that have come to dinners with 40 college kids that are just eager to learn what the outside world is like. And they sit down with us for an hour and go through their work experience and what they would tell their younger selves going forward. Dr. Bonnie Guy has been a great addition to my success here at Appalachian State. I credit her to a lot of my sales experience, and I wouldn't be where I am without her. Her devotion to her students and her work ethic towards her students has pushed many above and beyond what they thought they could accomplish after college. And from talking to her, I know of many, many students that are alumni that still reach out to her every day, thanking her and asking her for her advice because she truly has a broad scape of knowledge into the sales and business role. Also, I'd like to talk about Professor James Files. Professor James Files has been a great aspect as well to my growth in the sales department, as his sales management class and his advanced selling techniques class have really taught me the fundamentals that go not only go into the sale, but after the sale, learning how to keep clientele and being able to communicate with them properly to ensure that they're getting the best of the best. And with that, they'll continue to use me, or continue to use that person as their rep for that company, or continue the sales process back and forth. I think Professor Files is a great professor. And not only that, but his experience outside of Appalachian State University is huge. From running a multi-million-dollar sales company with Motorola to many of his other endeavors, it is a huge part of success to students at this university to take his class and learn from him, and especially these two. I don't think the sales department would be near what it is right now if it weren't for these two professors. My greatest transformational experience, again, I want to highlight and what I've been talking about this whole time. Fall of 2023 is when I took sales management with Professor James Files and my professional selling course with Dr. Bonnie Guy. Through that time, through the projects I did, as well as speed selling the career fair, I opened up my world to whole new opportunities from companies that I hadn't even thought about talking to. And through that experience, I not only learned about these companies, I learned how to communicate with them effectively and show them what they need to hear. So in that, filling out my resume and putting down my experiences, putting down new experiences, learning new experiences, I've learned during that semester truly how to go about finding a job and keeping a job, and learning to communicate with these companies not in such a stuck up business way. I mean, most companies, it's very professional. Don't get me wrong. There's professional business communication and technological business communication, but in the end of the day, we're all people. And I think that semester with those classes truly taught me how to speak to them as people and not as a machine just trying to impress you to get the job. Finally, my future goals or things that I want out of this e-portfolio, my work experience to be on display. So as I stated with the Orb Agency and Town Tavern, I want those work experiences to show in my e-portfolio, as those were my two greatest work experiences during my time in college. And it's hard to think of a college experience without those two jobs. Just as much as they have shaped me professionally and personally, I accredit that to a good bit of my success. Next would be my school experiences. Again, a huge part of my growth professionally. And to take in all the knowledge that I learned from not only from Dr. Bonnie Guy and Professor James Files, but from other teachers as well that have taught me curriculum across many different subjects that I still remember today, and I can easily apply them to any situation I come into. And I think having that knowledge, and not only that, but learning from those classes and those specific teachers on how to apply that knowledge to everyday scenarios is something that can only be learned through my experience at Appalachian State. Finally, I want to comment on my motivation to continue self-growth. With this e-portfolio, I've showcased all of my work experiences, school experiences, my knowledge, my learning, and my growth throughout my time at Appalachian State. What I want this to show is not only my growth that I've had, but growth that I will continue to have into my future career. I want this to show that I am still willing to learn, and I'm still willing to push myself and put myself to the best of my ability in whatever future endeavors come my way. Thank you.